This might come as a shock to some of you. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. If there is a time when I struggle with staying on my grocery budget, it's in the summer. I'm out getting my walk in the coolest part of the morning. It's already 80 degrees. It's not even 7:30. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I struggle staying on budget in the summer. In the wintertime, I'm making soups and stews and casseroles and pasta dishes and anything over mashed potatoes. And those tend to be the most cost efficient types of recipes. In the summertime, it's more stuff we can throw on the grill, fresh produce, salads, sandwiches. And the ingredients for those things I think can just be a little more costly than throwing some inexpensive stuff into a casserole. Because I don't really feel like cooking as much, and so I end up buying a lot more convenience items, and I buy convenience items throughout the year, but I just think it really revs up in the summertime. By the time you see this, it will be after the 4th of July, but in about a week we are heading out of town for the holiday. So I don't need a ton of stuff at the grocery store, but I do want to make a trip to kind of help us get through this last week before we leave. I'm going to challenge myself to stay within $100 budget. Easy peasy, right? If you watch my channel, I've done way lower budgets than that before. But for whatever reason, summertime just takes away a lot of my resolve where that's concerned. So we're gonna try to find it again today. Let's wrap up this walk and go take some inventory. Let's see what I have on hand in the kitchen. Plus it's not even 7:45 and it's already 81 with 75% humidity. So gonna be a hot one today for sure. A quick perusal shows me that I have cereal, I have yogurt, I have waffles in the freezer, so I don't really need any breakfast options. I also still have quite a lot of meat from my last Good Shop order in my chest freezer, so unless there's a really good sale, I don't need like ground beef or chicken breast or fish. I have some things that I could use, and even a few things I can throw in the crock pot if necessary. So mainly I need to restock produce. I need some fresh options for lunch, and then maybe to pick up a few things to help make a couple of dinners this week. The saving strategy at Aldi is intrinsic. One of the biggest saving strategies for me anyway, which is buying generic, because most of Aldi's store is stocked with their house brand items. This can be a difficult hurdle for some people to get over shopping at Aldi, especially people who are name brand loyal. And I have to say, if you are gonna be loyal to name brands, you are probably gonna need to find a way to increase your grocery budget. You're gonna be paying more out of pocket than somebody who is buying generic brands. I have found most of Aldi's products to be really great. And of course, the more cooking you are doing from scratch or just from basic ingredients, the better off you're gonna be, because there's not as big a difference between a brand name of canned green beans and a store brand of canned green beans as there might be between the store brand and the name brand of like Doritos or Oreos, because those are very singular textures and flavors, as I've mentioned before, whereas basic ingredients like oats or pasta or cheese, like those are gonna be a little bit easier to make the switch to a house brand. I'll admit, I'm just picking this up to sit by my bedside so it can blow directly in my face while I sleep. Also, I'm turning 42, so there's that. I'm a little scared that these are gone. Real life robotic pets. I don't think we understand what real life means. In addition to picking up some produce and just some items like for the kitchen in general, I am looking for a little dinner time inspiration. I'm looking for something that looks good and is easy for dinner and it sounds good right now in the heat of the summer. It's easy to overlook traditional supermarkets if you are just comparing everyday day-to-day prices on items to stores like Walmart or Aldi. But if you know how to shop the weekly sales that these supermarkets offer, you can get some really fantastic deals. We are completely out of boxed mac and cheese, and this is a good thing for my kids for the summertime. So this is a pretty good price because it brings the price per box down to 80 cents. I feel like every time I come into the supermarket, whole fryer chickens are on sale, and I was delighted to see that today because that is something I make in the crock pot with just maybe some carrots and onions and some basic pantry seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, or whatever I want, whatever I've got on hand and feel like throwing in there. And I love that I can make it in the slow cooker because it's summertime and I use my crock pots a lot to cook in the summer. So I'm gonna throw that in the slow cooker this week for dinner, and I could just shred that up and use it to make wraps or salads or something, but instead I think I'm gonna make a little bit of Alfredo, pasta Alfredo, because I have some cheese that I'd like to use up in our refrigerator before we head out of town for the holiday week. My kids will be delighted because chicken Alfredo is like one of their top favorite dishes that they all love. This is a really good deal on cheese. It's priced $1.97 on sale, but there's a digital coupon that drops the price for 50 cents more, and the limit is 5 on that coupon. So I would probably normally buy the limit on this because it includes the blocks, but since we're gonna be leaving town soon, I'm probably just gonna pick up a couple. One of the things that throws a kink into this strategy in the summertime is the heat. So I will usually plan my grocery trips strategically so that I'm visiting the store where I'm buying the most refrigerated and frozen stuff last. And I also usually bring a cooler in the car with just a few ice packs in it so I can put some of the cooler things in here while I go around to the different stores. The triple-digit heat in the summertime here in Oklahoma does mean that I'm usually doing the multi-store shop a little bit less frequently for that reason. But when I know what deals I'm gonna pick up, when I kind of scan the sales ads before I go, I can usually make a plan and still, run in and just grab the things really quickly that I want and get home fast. I had to run into Panera for a little mid-grocery haul refreshment, and my husband has put me on to this combination. It is lime bubbly from the fountain, like the sparkling water bubbly brand, in the lime flavor. They have it in the fountain at our Paneras around here. And then a splash of lemonade. So like fill it up almost to the top with ice and lime bubbly, and then fill it up the rest of it with lemonade. I'm telling you, man, really hits the spot. Good call, Daniel. Good tip. Today's video is sponsored by Pair Eyewear. I wear prescription lenses, and you have seen me in a variety of pair glasses. These are the Otis in blue. I recently got the Harper in black. And then you also see me frequently wearing these pink frames. They're called the Casper, and they also have blue light filtering lenses, which is really great for me since I do a lot of work on the computer. Not only does Pair offer a variety of shapes and colors in the base frames, they make it really easy to change up the style with these magnetic toppers that come in a variety of patterns and colors, and they even have licensed toppers like Harry Potter or Major League Baseball and so many more. My favorites, however, are the sun toppers, which make it really easy to turn my glasses into sunglasses without having to change frames or wait for lenses to transition. Right now, you can get 15% off your first pair of glasses with Pair Eyewear when you click the link in the description box below, or you use my code CMindyMom15 at checkout when you visit the Pair website. Pair makes ordering your glasses really easy because it's all online, and they even have an online try-on feature so that you can see what different kinds of frames are gonna look like on your face before you order them. Again, that discount code is CMindyMom15. It's gonna get you 15% off your first pair of glasses with Pair Eyewear when you visit their website and use that code at checkout, or you can just follow the link in the description box below. And thank you again to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring today's video. Now, when it comes to shopping at Walmart, they don't run weekly sales like a traditional supermarket. And while they do have a very broad range of store brand products for a great price, I typically find that the prices on the store brand products at Aldi tend to undercut the ones at Walmart, with the exception of tortilla chips. I think Aldi's tortilla chips are terrible, so I always pick them up here at Walmart instead. But one of the ways I find really good deals here is to watch for clearances, especially in the produce and the meat sections. I will see items clearanced out, and if I'm able to use them very quickly or freeze them for later use, I can get some really fantastic prices on various things. I'm actually pretty tempted by this salmon fillet here. It looks really good even though it's marked down, and it comes with the garlic butter. That would be so good, just tossed on the grill. Everything's included that you need for it, but I already have some salmon in the freezer, so I think I'll pass today. The only thing about this is that I personally haven't noticed a particular pattern in my Walmarts as to when they mark down different sections. So it does require a little bit of luck, and I happen to benefit from the fact that I find myself in a Walmart grocery store usually once or twice a week because of my job here on YouTube. The other thing I will do in Walmart sometimes to find some good deals is open up my Ibotta app, because at least for me in my area, I typically find the best Ibotta rebates to be available at Walmart. Unfortunately today, I'm just not seeing anything that looks that great in the Ibotta app at the time that I'm filming this. And you know what? That's an okay lesson to learn too when you're bargain shopping, is that sometimes, no matter our best efforts, the bargains are just not there. So I'm gonna get what I need at Walmart and go ahead and get on out of here. A random lady just came up to me and asked if I would help her pick out a good watermelon. So y'all know I had to help her, right? I know how to pick a good one. This is everything I picked up today at 3 different stores, and there are a few things that I wanted to point out specifically. Since we're going to be leaving soon for the holiday, I didn't want to go too crazy on produce, so I picked up some strawberries at Aldi. They were a great price. Apples are not in season, but my husband keeps asking me to pick some up, so I found some that were a good price today. I got some salad greens, some mini cucumbers. The cherries were a great price at Walmart. They were under $3 a pound. They're one of my son's favorites. And I picked up some mini peppers and also a watermelon. I tend to spend about 20 to 30% of our grocery money on produce, and it's going to be towards the higher end, towards that 30% in the summertime, because there's so much great produce in season. I already talked about the great price on the whole fryer chicken and the cheese while I was in the store, but from that same store, these items that you see right here, the carrots, the biscuits, the muffin mixes, the tomatoes, and the Rosarita refried beans were part of a buy 10 for $10. So you had to pick 10 items from the selection to get that price. But I thought there were some items that were a good deal. And in fact, the Pillsbury biscuits, this particular kind, also had an Ibotta rebate attached to them, which brought the price down to just 50 cents. And I might be popping these into the skillet tomorrow with a little bit of oil to make some cinnamon sugar donut holes for the kids. I also had a store coupon for the marinades, and since it's grilling season, I went ahead and picked up a couple of those, and also a coupon for the whipped cream cheese, which we use to make sandwiches or wraps a lot, especially with turkey, and I did pick up a pound of deli turkey at Walmart. This was a really interesting find at Aldi. It's a Southwest taco pasta salad, and I thought I might use some of the leftover chicken that I'm cooking this week and add it to this along with maybe some cheese. Maybe eat it with like corn chips or tortilla chips as a dip. It can be so hard to find things that sound appetizing in the summertime, and since I could serve that cold, I thought that might be, you know, a really good kind of snacky supper. If you are a fan of Dot's pretzels, I recently tried these. I saw them for the first time in my Walmart just a few weeks back. It's the Great Value Season pretzel twists. I think these are the closest thing to a Dot's pretzel that I have found in any brand, name brand, store brand, otherwise. I think the taste and the texture are very, very, very close. As close as I've tasted of any of the Dot's dupes that I've tried. So if you're a fan of those, you might look for these in your Walmart and pick them up and give them a try. Does anybody else feel like Aldi has the most interesting dips and like such a wide assortment of dips? And I can do so many things with those. I picked this one up today. It's the Chipotle bacon dip, and I'm going to use that along with a few other items that I got at Aldi to make a really quick dinner tonight. I was roaming all over Aldi looking for some inspiration for dinner, and I came across this in the freezer section. Italian sausage with roasted potatoes, peppers, and green beans in an Italian style seasoning. This is just like a heat and eat meal. I'm hoping that it can be prepared in the microwave. It says in the oven, but I'm probably gonna figure out how to pop it into the air fryer or the microwave. Now, I only have 3 of us to prepare dinner for tonight because my husband has meetings for a couple of nights. It's that kind of right before the holiday crunch when everybody wants to get their projects done. And then I have one away at camp. The other 2 kids have activities tonight taking us out of the house, so I wanted to make this kind of a portable meal if necessary. So I'm gonna get the wraps out that I purchased and that Chipotle bacon dip, and I'm going to chop up a little bit of lettuce, and I'm gonna layer all of that onto the wrap with the sausage mixture and kind of roll it up and see if we can't make like a really portable Italian sausage wrap meal out of this. It seems like it's all gonna go together, but we'll give that a go and see how it works out. My total for this little multi-store grocery haul was about $103 and some change, so I was pretty pleased with that. If you are in a part of the world that is experiencing summer right now, how is your grocery budget holding up? Do you find it harder to stay on budget in the heat? Because I certainly do. I find it much more difficult to stick with my grocery budget in the summer. Is it just me? Leave me a comment and let me know. Pick out one of these videos to watch next, and I'll see you there.